Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. Let me just put the disclaimers up there on the top left hand side so you can read them. Please pause the video if you need to in order to read them fully. Now the 3D market commentary, for those that might not know, is a video that we do every day, Monday to Friday, to accompany an email that we send to our free members every day, Monday to Friday. And in that email, we share some statistics and probabilities around major markets and what we would expect from them. So I'll go through that in just a sec, but just to highlight to you first where you can go if you need help or resources or support. You have my email address here, which is becky@tradewithufos.com. So you've got that. You can also go to this link, which is tradewithufos.com/Becky, and that will take you to this link. From this link, you can book one-on-one coaching with me if you'd like to. At the top here, you can look at our apps, courses, coaching, live trading sessions. If you scroll down, this will be filled in soon. You can track the trades that I place in my live sessions. And from here, you can get the apps as well, and you can check out monthly and yearly subscriptions. You can have a look at our options planner, our predictive options planner, our own platform, and then you've got a question and answer section at the bottom as well. So lots of help and support. Please use this link. It should be helpful, or you can email me, as I said. So our 3D market commentary, let's now come and take a look at this and bring it up. So this is the email that we send out every day, Monday to Friday. And of course, it's relevant to market movements and market data. So we have the markets here on the right-hand side. Now, the three different elements that we look at, hence 3D approach, are here. The first one is market climate. That means what's the likely upcoming market direction? Is that market likely to go up or down or nowhere? We use an app called AutoClimate. AutoClimate is a free app on most platforms that you use it on. And AutoClimate tells us with these different colored dots where the probabilities lie, up, down, or nowhere. I'll show you what they mean as we go. Then we look at buy and sell UFOs. UFO in this case stands for unfilled order. And what that means is, where do we have buyers that are waiting to buy that could push price up? And where do we have sellers waiting to sell that could push price down? Again, we use an app to help us. It's called Auto UFOs. And this shows us with the little green UFOs and the prices on the right-hand side, where the buyers are. And with the little red UFOs and the prices on the right-hand side, shows us where the sellers are. So you can see those per market, and we'll see them as we go. And then we look at market volatility, which is essentially how quick we expect these markets to move. So we'll go through each of these and we'll look at them one by one and see where the probabilities lie. So we're going to start with the S&P 500. So let's load this. Now, just to say beforehand, for those of you that might not have the news flash come to you already, you can follow this link, which is tradewithufos.com/news flash, and we'll send you this email every day, Monday to Friday, with, of course, updated data for each trading day. That brings me to saying that the charts that we look at are daily charts, daily timeframes. Different things happen on different timeframes, of course, but what we look at is relevant to a daily timeframe. So with the S&P 500, which is the top 500 US stocks, here are the statistics for this market. We have a thick blue dot on our AutoClimate app. That tells us probability is upwards. Now ignore the lines. For the purposes of today, we just look at the dots. Thick blue dot, probability up. Now we have buyers here between 3997.75 to 3872. And we have sellers here between 4509 to 4432.75. It's unlikely that either of those stacks of buyers or sellers will affect us today. So more likely that the price moves up based on the AutoClimate analysis there. Now, when it comes to volatility, we would expect movement up or down in 1 year on the S&P of 25.45%. In a day, 66.07 points. In a week, 145.45 points, and in a month, 302.78 points. So that's what we'd expect in terms of movement up or down within those given periods of time. So that's the S&P 500. Now let's put this back on here and have a look now at our next market, which is crude oil. So let's just load crude oil and squish it down a little bit there. we don't have any sellers above us, so we'll just leave it like that. So with crude oil, we have a thick blue dot, probability to the upside. We also have buyers beneath us at 111.96 to 103.24. Now these have already worked a little bit. Price came in and was pushed up a little bit already. That's what buyers do. They push price up. That's why we want to know where they are so we can have an idea of where we might buy from. So that's crude oil, overall probability up for the time being. Now, just to highlight the volatility as well, actually, which is here, we'd expect with oil that the price would move up or down in 1 year by 49.14%. So in a day, 3.47 points. In a week, 7.64 points. And in a month, 15.9 points. Now, that's crude oil. Now, before we move on, just to highlight that we do have courses. It says up here about the different courses that we offer: futures, stocks, forex, backtesting, trading plans, and psychology. So if you need help in any of those things, the courses are really affordable and can help you with those. Now, most of the courses come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps that we use. Now, AutoClimate, which is this one here, this is a free app on most platforms that you can get it on. Auto UFOs, which is this one here, that shows us the buyers or sellers. That's a paid for monthly subscription, and what the monthly payment is depends on which market that you're using or which platform that you're using. Sorry. So you can subscribe to a course and you get 3 months complimentary access to the apps. No, you don't have to do a course in order to get the apps. You can just subscribe directly to them. So if you go to tradewithufos.com/apps, you can subscribe directly to those apps. But as I said, most of the time, it actually works out cheaper to get access to a course and then get access to the apps for 3 months than it would be to just use the apps. So check that out, see what works best for you. Okay, so the next market is gold. Let's load gold. And just squish that down so we see what we need to see. So with gold, we have a thin dot on our AutoClimate. Doesn't matter the color. If it's a thin dot on AutoClimate, that's telling us not enough probability either way, so do nothing. If we don't have clear statistical probability one way or the other, best probably not to trade. Now we do have buyers beneath us that have pushed price up a couple of times already. They are between 1834.8 to 1785. Then we have sellers up here between 2003 to 1962.7. So we're much closer to the buyers than we are the sellers. Price came in initially and was pushed up, came back the other day and was pushed up. Again, that's what we expect buyers to do, is push price up. They have just recently done that again. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this market confirm itself to the upside and have a thick blue dot, but for the time being, we don't have that, so not enough probability either way for now. With market volatility, with gold, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 16.94%. In a day, that's 19.83 points. In a week, 43.66 points. And in a month, 90.89 points. So that is gold. Okay, so moving on now. Oh, sorry, I should just highlight here about our coaching and support. So that's another thing that a lot of people find very useful. So we have an all asset advanced coaching, which you can get to through tradewithufos.com/coaching. There's loads of free help and support that you can find on our website. You can watch a lot of our videos on YouTube and in different places for free. If you want access to an all asset advanced coaching with live trading sessions, then you can join us there with our coaching link. Okay, next market, which is the US dollar. Now, as I load this, I just want to remind you guys, it said in the disclaimers, but just to remind you verbally as well. Obviously, everything we're doing here is showing you how we use these apps and what they mean and what we can learn from them. But ultimately, no one knows what's going to happen in the markets 100%. We still might layer extra things on top of this to improve our probabilities. You might trade completely differently or tweak it, or you might ignore it entirely. Whatever you do, we need to protect our risk at all times. So hopefully this gives you an idea of what we do, but please do manage your risk on top of it as well, of course. So US dollar. thick blue dot, probability upwards, we also have buyers that we've just hit. They are between 102.205 to 101.3. Now we do have sellers reasonably close, between 103.295 and 102.805. So bear in mind that they are there. If price does turn and start to move up, those sellers are in the way of a move that's considerable. So bear that in mind. But for the time being, probability up on the US dollar. With volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 8.78%. In a day, 0.57 points. In a week, 1.24 points. And in a month, 2.59 points. So that is the US dollar. Now the next market is bakkt Bitcoin. So let's load this and squidge it down. So with bakkt Bitcoin, we have a thick red dot, probability there to the downside. Now we have sellers up here between 32,250 to 31,307.5. We also have buyers down here between 37,737.5 to 22,910. So we are much closer to the sellers than we are the buyers, and we have a thick red dot, probability down there with Bitcoin. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year on Bitcoin of 81.5%. In a day, that's up or down of more or less 1,542 points. In a week, 3,395 points. And in a month, 7,068 points. So that is bakkt Bitcoin. Now, just to highlight here as well, we do loads of things on social media where you can follow us, watch videos where we show you how we trade, we explain things. So check out our Linktree link, which is on the screen now, I believe. Yes, it is. And you can follow us and you can track the trades that we're placing and how we do things. Okay, so we have now looked at all 5 of our major markets, and for each of them, we have looked at 3 separate elements. We looked at market climate, using AutoClimate to figure out where we had probabilities, up, down, or nowhere. We looked at buy and sell UFOs, looking for where buyers are that could push price up, and for where sellers are that could push price down. And then we looked at market volatility, how quickly we expect the markets to move, or how far we expect them to move in each given period of time. Now, the last thing to look at is our weekly economic calendar. We get this from fxstreet.com, and we filter by high impact news. That means we want to know which scheduled news reports are going to have a high impact on the markets we trade and increase volatility. So today being Thursday, June the 2nd, we have news that came out 15-20 minutes ago in the US that could affect US markets or the US dollar. We have the Chinese Dragon Boat Festival, which means a lot of Chinese markets will be closed. It's also a bank holiday here in the UK, so markets should be closed today, I would think, in the UK. It's the Queen's Jubilee, so I think the markets would be closed in the UK as well. Not sure why that's not on there, but if you trade in the UK or if you trade British stocks or the British pound, be aware of that. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our session. Hopefully that was helpful and gave you some things to look at. As you see on the screen, you have my link, which is tradewithufos.com/Becky. That will take you to this page, which gives you loads of different resources and help, coaching, apps, courses. You've also got session notes that you can follow once we start filling it in. And you've got a question and answer section at the bottom as well. So hopefully that helps you. You can email me as well. I'll be back tomorrow for the next market commentary. So I will see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.